Oh no, clickbait. Who cares? This is actually useful stuff that I've discovered over my years of teaching people and mentoring guitar players all across the world. So look, there's two things you can do right now. If you're an intermediate guitar player, maybe you've already stumbled upon this. If you're a beginner, you probably don't know anything about this, but there's two simple things that will make your guitar playing sound better, more expressive, and chest puffing outing. So here's number one. Get your guitar pick. Whether it's a 1.1 millimeter, Swiss cheese pick, or a what's this, 1.5 millimeter sharp, whatever pick you use, whether it's paper or a thick piece of plastic, pick harder. A lot of the problem with tone and attack, especially with passive pickups in a guitar, is the fact that it sounds totally whimsical and lazy. So lazy guitar playing comes across quite easily. You just see that no one's interested in it, they're not picking hard, the tone's kind of like, okay, sounds good, but it's not really 100% of the way. Picking harder and increasing your attack makes you feel the note more intrinsically. The guitar vibrates a little bit more in your hands, and it's a little bit harder to play because you want to have that good attack. All those famous guitar players that you probably love, they all pick at least medium to hard. At least. Anyone who says otherwise is lying. I don't believe it at all. Like, there's no way that you're picking hyper light unless it's like extreme technical death metal, and even then people are still picking quite hard, or hybrid picking, or whatever it is, but they are picking harder. That's one of the easiest, stupidest things to sound better at the guitar. I discovered it 3 years into playing guitar heavily. I was using paper thin little Dunlop picks, and I was like, okay, this doesn't sound the way it should sound. And I started picking a bit harder, even with the paper thin pick, and it sounded a little bit better. I then switched over to the classic pick I used to use, the Dunlop green 0.7 millimeter? I don't remember what it is. The Metallica green kind of Dunlop pick, the Tortex ones. And it was just a world of difference. And I discovered that the thicker the pick I used, the less hard I had to really push it. So that's why I use 1 millimeter and above kind of picks, because I don't have to pick as hard to get the same tone as if I was picking super hard with like a 0.75 millimeter pick. So that's number one. Number two is classical position, which sounds ridiculous and stupid and lame and not metal at all. But look, when you sit in classical position and not the shotgun position, if you sit in this position, you can do stuff up here, 5th fret and up kind of thing. Folk singing shit. But if you decide to back your ass up, put this part of your guitar wherever, if you're playing a Flying V, good luck by the way. If you use this part of your guitar, whether it's a Super Strat, Les Paul, SG shape, Explorer shape, even BC Rich shapes, a lot of those work, and you put it here on the inner thigh of your left leg. Maybe the camera won't pick all of this up, but this is the right way to do it. You'll kind of lift up your left leg so that your frets are a little bit closer, and this is classical position. Anyway, so I'm not plugged in as you can hear, but classical position helps a lot with ergonomics. You will be able to reach your 50th fret depending on your cutaway, and it just means you have full utilization and access to all the frets on your guitar. It's a really stupid, simple thing to do. Classical musicians know what's up because they're in this position constantly. They're even a bit more forward about it, and I just feel like more of your body is into it. It's almost like you're performing on stage, but you're sitting down and you're finessing yourself a little bit more like this. So that's it really. Classical position. Lift your left leg up a little bit, put the lower horn onto it, and sit a little bit more forward out of your seat. I usually have a little baby blue footstool that makes me about this high, and I use that to do all my tracking unless I decide to stand up. And standing up also has its own benefit as well, but change your position as to how you're sitting. So again, I know it's a little bit of a clickbaity sounding title and video, but it's so stupid and so simple to do. I've had numerous students completely change the way that they sound just because of they pick like a son of a bitch. So try it. Try the dynamic difference. Even if you've got EMGs in your guitar, these aren't EMGs, but even if you've got EMG pickups in your guitar, you can definitely tell a huge difference when you actually mean to hit that note. Obviously, the caveat at the end of the day for picking hard is to not overdo it in the sense that you're snapping strings all the goddamn time, number one, and number two, that you're not going out of tune. You know, your intonation matters as well on your guitar, but in terms of your picking, you can hear how it starts to go bing. So pick hard, don't snap your shit. One last word, I'm resuming my guitar mentorship and lesson program starting the week of the 17th of November 2016. So if you want to get personal private tutelage over, you know, video chat basically, you can be anywhere in the world and we can get lessons going. It's a lot of fun. I help lots of folks out. I enjoy it. You might enjoy it. Drop me a line. I'm over at pauloz.com. Send me a contact message using the form there. And let's get a little shreddy.